Hello, everybody. The cover looks like this. If anybody's wondering. This is the calendar that they came up with for Color in Heaven 2020. So I see there's one other person in the room. So this is the picture. This is what we started yesterday. So hello to everybody in the chat and the stream. Today we will be giving away. I will be giving away because I got 2 copies of the Christmas special by Color in Heaven. So I'm going to be giving one away later on in the stream. So if anybody would like, don't worry, we'll be doing a flip through. So there will be a giveaway of this. So hopefully people will come. And we will be using many different pencils, including our Schiffer Farben. So hello to everybody. Make sure you're in the live chat. So I'm just getting the gray colors. It's not really a light gray in the Schiffer Farben, so I have to use the light gray. That's in the prismas. I think there's a light gray. Prismas. Yes, there is. Hello, Robin. Hello, everybody in the chat. So today we will be continuing this picture that we started. So we're going to use the Prisma first. I just want to do the raccoon and get him out of the way. So there will be a giveaway, Robin. So this color is called 20% Cool Gray. So we will be coloring the raccoon. It's probably going to be the only gray I use. Hi, Diana Tapia. How are you? I hope everybody's good. Tomorrow is I think tomorrow is the New York City Marathon. So, people will be running all over the city tomorrow. So, these are corns and leaves. And I'm good. We're good. So we're going to be doing 90% warm gray. I normally don't use my grays at all because I normally don't have a reason to. Now, when I first started coloring, I was coloring castles, so I would actually color castles in gray. Hi, Rosemary. How are you? This is 20% warm gray. This is Prismas. Usually when I don't have a color in one set, I can always turn back to my Prismas because usually my Prismas will have that set that I need. I don't like I'm particularly not good at coloring animals, so for me, coloring animals is a little bit of a challenge. This is electric blue. A little purple. This is, I think, PC95. I forget what color this is. So we get his eyes a nice little color. So I'm just picking out the colors that I want. This is Schiffer Farbens, and this is number 63. I like these pencils. These pencils are great. And I have a piece of paper behind it so I don't press too hard and protect the page behind it. Hi, Kim. How are you? Well, here's the thing about prismas, and it took me a long time to learn this about prismas. Prismas are a harder pencil, but they're also a softer pencil. So if you're heavy-handed, people have a tendency to go too hard with them, and you got to be a little bit more gentle with them. Also, the problem with them is when you try to sharpen with them, not every sharpener works. This sharpener that I have here has worked with every pencil I own. Oh, that's nice, Kim. Rosemary, would you like to be a second mod just so when Kim is here? When Kim isn't here, you can take over. That's okay, Kim. Stay for as long as you need to. To be a sword, it's a little pricey, but it is one of the best sharpeners. I mean, it sharpens Prismas, it sharpens my Tombos, it sharpens my Pablos, it sharpens my Holbeins. Every pencil I own, it sharpens. Even my Black Widows. I don't think I've tried it yet with my Sohos. But for the most part, oh, that's nice. Because if I remove the book, it's just so that I get a... Oh, that's nice. How old is he? Your son, Kim. Wow, adult. And what's interesting about this calendar is that I like the amount of the paper is really nice because people were asking me about the paper. You should be. You raised a good son. See? Don't worry. I think I know what this is. I think that's a watermelon or squash. Unless we know it's corn, so this has to be yellow. That's funny. I'm going to flip it back so I can get them more easier. Come on for you. Then I'm taking out pencil number 22. Already made your mod, Rosemary, so now you have the power tab links, or if you need to kick a troll out. Believe me, occasionally we get trolls. You can do that. So there will be a giveaway. You were here at the beginning of the stream. You knew what at the very beginning I showed what we're giving away. So. See? Point gets dull. Yes, that's right, Kim. Sometimes post links when we need to post links. Oh, look, we have a little squirrel. I didn't notice that. And see, Diana, how sharp this gets the point? If you're not familiar with the point. Look at how fine the point is, Diana. See, Diana wanted to see the sharpener. And I've already selected a Hannah Carlson picture, guys. If we finish this today, so if we finish this. See, I always think ahead. So what has everybody been up to or coloring? We try to keep that stuff to a minimum. And also, you try to kick out the spammers, like people who go, "Oh, it's your president, Mr. Trump." Occasionally, we'll get one or two of those crazy people. So this is one of my favorite things to use is the Schiffer-Farbens. Now, some of you guys were asking me the other day about these pencils because I took them out yesterday in yesterday's stream. I didn't mean to take them out because I was looking for the Schiffer-Farbens, and you guys were asking me about the Schiffer-Farbens. They're nice, but the thing with them is that they're really, really hard pencils to use in some of the books. In some of the books, they have a I don't want to say this, but they have a really hard time with some of the books. The colors do, anyway. Well, this color is called Naples Yellow, but it comes out like a brown. You know, some of the colors come out like a... Yeah, it's not usually someone... This is Naples Yellow. This is a Soho. Now, the thing about these pencils is that they like toothy paper, but they don't like every paper. I have found out in Create Space paper, these pencils do not like Create Space paper. But they like paper like this, and they like paper that's like Johanna Basfit paper. For whatever reason, they seem to work really well. And they don't work well in Lost Ocean. Nothing Works seems to work well in that book. English Red. So I'm going to try these on the Sohos. For the first time, I'm trying the sharpener with the Sohos. Sometimes we have crazy people come into the stream, but it's not often. So this is English Red, and this is in the Sohos, and this is number 209. Haven't used these in a while, so kind of happy to use these. Like this is like a reddish brown. Well, no problem, Kate, Kim. We understand. Remember, you can always watch the playback. Oh, and guys, I'll tell you what the giveaway is, by the way. The giveaway is one of these lovely Christmas specials. I got 2 of them, so there will be one for giveaway. So later on in the stream, so you know, one lucky person will be getting that. We'll be getting a copy. So we'll be doing a giveaway. I know, but these things happen, Kim. You know, we can't avoid real life responsibilities. This is what happens when you're working. We'll get it. So we'll get one copy. So these are Soho pencils, Michelle. These are very good pencils, but they don't work on every paper. I would not recommend using them on Create Space paper because the Create Space paper eats them. Yes, it is the monthly, Kim. Yes, it is the monthly, but I haven't. Yep. So later on in the stream, we'll be doing that. So this is English Red. This is 209. You know, organized by number. Really not color family. I know what I want to use, but I have to get it from the other. I have to get it from the bookshelf. 2020 calendar. This is the Hannah Lynn that's exclusive to. This is cadmium green light, and this is number. What is this number? And number 9. So they're telling me my network is unstable. So this is a castle art. We're continuing what we colored in today, yesterday, May. And I brought out my castle art. So we have used Prisma's Polychromos, Prisma's Polychromos, Pavos, Holbeins, Schifferfarbens, Sohos, and now we're adding castle art. To the mix. And I tell you, the paper is really, really nice, May, in this calendar. And I guess this can count for Color Your Hoard because this is the first picture. Very well, actually. I like all my pencils very well, but right now I'm not going to be buying any more pencils for a while. I think the only thing I want is a full set of Holbeins. I think those are the only pencils I want. But I've got other things to do, so there are other things that have to take priority over that. And this is the Soho cadmium green light. And I got 2 copies of the Color in Heaven special, so I'm giving one away for the Christmas later on in the stream. Sometimes that happens, but it doesn't. See how nice and sharp that sharpener is? So what are you coloring in, May? I know you did a lot of pictures. I haven't actually viewed your video yet, but it is in my queue of things to watch. I try to watch everybody's finished pages video, if I can, for that month. For the month. Mine was like 2 months, so that's why mine had to be separated into 3 parts. I like them because they're nice and soft. Now, the Sohos are a harder pencil, but they work very well on this paper. I'm very surprised. I'm happy that the Sohos are working very well because I always have problems with these pencils, depending on the paper. What is the doodle? Hi, Nika. So we're coloring that though. So I already picked out a Hannah Carlson picture. So, and Miss May, yes, I did order fairy celebrations. I relented, and I broke my Valiant band. And it's all your fault, May, that I bought fairy celebrations. I don't have it yet, but it's your fault. After I saw your flip through, I was like, I must have it. You enabled me. You enabled me. Oh, that's nice. You see? 23 in the Castle Arts. And this nice little apple. So we're going to need that red for these. Thank you. I like the way she's coming out. This egg is bothering me. I don't know why this egg is bothering me. We'll learn that I like using different pencils for different things. So this is number, in the Castle Arts, this is number 34 and number 35. Kind of going to match the dress a little bit. Then I need to do the eyes. Put a little pink here. These Castle Art pencils are nice too. And I already have a picture picked out in Daydreams, guys, because it is going to be a month where we do Hannah Carlson and Hannah Lynn. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll take you off, Maud. So therefore, don't worry, we have May and Michelle. I don't think Hannah Montana counts. I don't think she has a coloring book, not that I know of, so. This color is number 40. Number 40. You like to throw jokes around. You're very funny, Michelle. If you guys ever get a chance, go to Michelle's late night coloring where she does the adult coloring streams. Oh my God, is she funny? Just like this blue a lot. I'm gonna have to think about using this better. Hold on, guys. You guys don't mind if we go in a little bit? You guys can see what I'm doing. Yes, tell them you stream, Michelle, at night. And we can go back to doing our apples. And I already picked the picture in Daydream, so don't worry. Squirrel's gonna have to be like a grayish brown. And we still have to do her skin, and we still have to do the flute. Keep that in mind. This is a castle art. This is number 109. The thing about schedule, for me, I have to have a schedule because it keeps me organized, keeps me focused on what I have to do. If I don't have a schedule, it becomes kind of difficult to stream. Guess I didn't do that. This is color 59. Can't believe I missed that. Well, it depends on what kind. Is it line art or is it grayscale? Depends, because everybody is going to tell you something different. What I tell people, the thing with me, I don't fail when using markers, but depends on what kind of markers you have, how thick they are, how thin are they. Are they budget friendly? Are they? Different people will tell you different things because everybody has a different, different way of approaching the markers. That's not a bad thing to say. That's just that some of us are better at control because some of us have been practicing longer. It's all about practice. When I started coloring, I didn't have any control, no matter what I used. So then when I started using, my bases and pencils, that's how I learned first. Bye, May. So everybody has a different base that they start with. Depends on what you like to use. If you like to use pencils, then that's what you use. You like to use markers? People use markers. Zero 67. The trick with markers is going fast and steady with them. And also make sure they're juicy because when they're dry, they're harder to control. Keep that in mind too. I bumped the camera. I bumped the tripod. That wasn't supposed to. Hold on, guys. I'm just going to move back out the. So you guys can do that. So the number is 120. I'm using this on the flute. Well, it depends on what kind of markers you're using. For me, are they brush tip or are they chisel? Because depending on what you're using, that can have a big impact on how it's used. This is number 11. Thank you for closing the window. Also, my mother, thank you for closing the window. It's getting a little cold in here. Well, here's the thing. Are they chisels? Hold on. Are they this? Are they like this? Or are they like this? They like this and this? Or are they like this? Are they like this? With the brush tip? Or are they this kind of chisel? This? I'll show you something with markers. I'll get a book with hair. So I'll get something with hair. We'll do a brief little diversion. I have a book that has really good hair in it. I'm going to teach. Someone needs help with hair and markers. Someone needs help with hair. This comes from my Fairies Grayscale book. Now, this is a Jade Summer. We're going to take a little diversion because someone says they're having problems using their markers with hair. So, I am going to take a Copic marker. See what I have that's chisel. It's chisel, so you guys. Ah, honey. Now this is a chisel copal tip. So this is for, who's the rosemary? Here's the thing, when you use a Copic, the biggest brush is faster. And then you get a chisel. So this is a book basically that has hair in it. This is a grayscale, but so when I color it, I make sure my marker is nice and juicy. But the trick is to go nice and fast. Try to keep even tricks with hair. And these are Copics, so. I just want to show this too. Trick to markers is going fast and steady. So do you see that? But because this is grayscale, it's a little bit different, but so does that help you, Rosemary, a little bit to understand that when you use markers, you have to go really super fast with them to not create the streaks? So it works better for you when you see the hair like that? See? People say they can't control the stroke with the markers. You have to make it fast. This is just the way that I do it. Now, other people will tell you do something different and that I really shouldn't be using my Copics on this kind of paper, but listen, I paid for them. They're mine. I'll do what I like with them. This will help you with the stroke. So I'm only doing this to show Rosemary that you can do hair. It just takes time. You know who gives really good tutorials with hair? She does pencils as well. Sammy does really good hair tutorials with the pencils. I'm not sure if she's ever done with marker, but you could ask. Also, the person to ask about Copics is Belinda and April Sarah. They have really good tips about how to use Copics, things like that. And you see how fast that dried? And it doesn't look streaky, but when the marker is dry, it'll look streaky. So that's just the way that I work with them. So you can work with them differently, but that's the way that I work with them. I showed you a chisel, but those markers that I just did the hair, that's a Copic. So keep that in mind. That's a more expensive marker that I did. You can do that with the cheap marker too. So I wanted to show her guys what she was. That's my technique. You go fast with it. So you don't go and be nutty nut trying to do it. That's the best technique that I personally do, but you don't have to do it that way, but that's my technique. So now we will do skin. seashell pink. And eggshell. I want to show people, I wanted to show them that that's how I do skin, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's how you have to do it. But that should help you understand when you do hair. So now we're going to put eggshell as our first color for the skin. I hope that helps you with the hair, Rosemary. That wasn't even a lot of hair. I just wanted to show you that. Deco peach. Deco pink, I mean. The faster you go with it, the less streaks you have. And I learned that from watching quite a few people on YouTube. Belinda and anybody who uses markers goes fast. Not everybody does, but a lot of people do. Seashell pink. And anybody who tells you that they're good over one night, nobody gets good over one night. It takes work to get to where you need to get to. So that's just my way of doing things. So doesn't mean you have to follow it. Just means that that's a way that you could look at it. And make sure your markers are juicy, because when they're not juicy, you're not going to get the same results. Juicy markers are always better. The worst is when you're coloring in hair and the marker is starting to die on your hair, and you're like, no. So that's when pencil comes in handy, if you have very little to finish of it. And then so I hope that helps you with the thing that you needed. Oh, my pencils. Yes, it's very important that your markers stay juicy, guys. We're going to have to color these in, guys. So start thinking about what color you would like the sky to be. We're almost done with this picture out there now. But see, Rosemary, the thing too about the marker that I used, it was a Copic. So you're going to get different results with different markers. You know, different markers have different gradients. And I'll tell you something. You can see the same picture color, and no two people are going to have this exact same picture colored the same way. Again, from my, it's different for, because I color markers a lot, so, that's the trick I learned over time. But because that image is grayscale, it looks different. Remember, when your markers dry, they're going to look different. Pencil is a little bit different than other mediums. But I figured I would bring that out because there's one thing that, I've even said this, here's the thing. I'd rather than show you something that's good quality rather than bad. So this is Fast Orange, and this is a Pablo pencil. After we do this guy, we'll do the giveaway, okay? After I do the back, after I do the... Well, markers is different, Rosemary. But if you're seriously thinking about getting markers, I would recommend Cali. Start off with Cali Arts. And then if you like them, you can move up to things like Winston & Newton, Bics. I would start off with Cali Arts first because just to see if you like alcohol markers, and plus they're very, very affordable. They give you 100 markers for about $40 or $50, sometimes $35, $30 if there's a sale. So I highly recommend those. If you're going to start with markers, those would be my starter suggestion. And if you can't afford those, then I would recommend Crayola Super Tips, because I know a lot of people use them in the community. I happen to not be one of the people who uses them, but I know a lot of people that do. Depends on your budget. So if you can afford to get Cali Arts, I would start off with Cali Arts because they're nice and you can use them. Well, they'll email me about 2 weeks when for the Color in Heaven subscription. I'm on a subscription, and every month it's a different theme, a different type of book. So some months for the Christmas and Halloween specials, they tend to do 4 or 5 different ones. Now, some of the books like this calendar, this does not come as part of your subscription. You actually have to purchase the calendar separately. Okay, if you've had a horrible experience with Super Tips, then I recommend Cali Arts instead. Well, Mary, I think you might have a better time with Cali Arts. And this is Naples Yellow. I'm sorry that you've had a horrible experience, but I like the Cali Arts. You can get Pianos, but the thing is, if you get Pianos, you still need more colors. But with the Cali 100, you'll have enough colors, and plus they'll give you enough skin tones if you wanted to start doing skin tones, because not every marker set has tones. Like the Copics have a set that you can buy, a couple of different sets that you can buy in skin tones. So that's one area that the Cali Arts, that the Copics have an advantage in. So to me, if you had a horrible time with the super tips, I would recommend getting the Cali Arts. I think you might have a better time with them. Plus, they give you 100 markers for about $40 is a steal, or $50, depends on how much they are at the moment. So. Okay, Nika's saying it's $40. Rosemary, if your picture is streaky after using markers, try to find pencils that are very close to the colors of the markers, and then go on top of what you colored already with the marker. Use the marker as a base, and then you can use the colored pencils to go over it, and your picture won't be as streaky. And that way you'll have a marker base down, but then the picture will look even better when you do that. I don't have super tips, so I cannot speak about super tips because I don't really have them, but I know that Kate and Zoe do a really good job with them. I don't like streaky pictures either, but if my pictures are streaky, I go over it with a pencil. I'll show you one that came out streaky, and I'm going to have to go over it with a green marker. If I can find my Wicked book. I do not have that book on me, but I had a picture. I know that Kate and Zoe use super tips, so if you're having a problem with them, I would go to them for advice because I don't really know my super tips, so they're really good with their super tips, though. But when you have streaky marker pictures, it's not good, so. And markers like pencils take time to learn, but the only way you learn with markers is also through practice and error. And nobody's going to be good at markers right away. It takes time to learn any new medium. All mediums take time to learn. Wet media, watercolor, gouache, pastels, which I don't like pastels, by the way, but yes, you can give her a number in the giveaway. But just when you do the number, say Kim. So that way she can participate, because Kim left us because she had to go see her son, but so she wants to participate in the giveaway even though she can't be here. So I don't have a problem with that. So we finished a picture. So I'm going to zoom back out so you guys can see this picture. We finished the picture. It took us only 2 streams to do it. And so now this can be, yes, but don't type the numbers till I say go. Okay, so I haven't even done a flip through because I just got these in right before the stream. So I am giving away one copy of the, yes. See, Rosemary, that was done completely with several different pencils. So we're giving away the Christmas special. This is Color in Heaven. This is the December issue. This is issue number 55. And it's the Christmas special, and it's Micah Jelena, Charles Santor, Elena Lazavia, Alfred Willa Nuvera, and Creative Happy Life, which is Kim Wright. So you get, of course, your typical page. Alana Lazavia is the first artist, Micah Jelena is the second, Charles Santor is the third, Alfred Villaneva, and Creative Happy Life. Don't. That's okay. So I just want to show people what they get and a little taste of what they get in this book. I haven't even done a flip through of this book yet. This is some of Alana Lazavia's work, which I like her work a lot. I like her great deal more. Then get things like this. This is Charles Santor. Isn't that pretty? Charles Santor has some nice stuff in his collection. I just happen not to have a book. I find them a little artsy. This is Creative Happy Life. The style kind of reminds me a little bit of Tanya Bogima of the Nice Little Town books. And then you have this one. So, since we have 15 people in the chat, I'll give you the rules. One, you must live in the U.S. because international shipping is. Yeah, that's funny. The Color in Heaven special. Okay, so here's the rules for the giveaway. Number one, you must live in the U.S. Number two, you don't have to be a subscriber, but it helps if you are. Number three, please be in live chat, not top chat when we press go. And do not put in numbers till I type in go. So please do not type in numbers. So till I say go. When I say go, then you can type in numbers. And I'll be using a random number. I'll be using random org to determine the winner. One to 25. Maybe most of you have this book because I see 2, 3, 4 people enter for it, and there's 16 of you in the chat. So I'll give you a couple of more seconds, guys, and then I will pick the number from 1 to 25. So when I say stop, you can no longer put in numbers. So I will go in random order. I am putting in the numbers now, and we will generate a number. And the number is 19. Maria Solis, you came in afterwards, so I'm sorry, you do not qualify because you came in after I said stop. So the one that was closest was Michelle without going over, even though Maria, you came in after I said stop, so I'm sorry, sweetheart. Yay, Michelle won. Are we right, mods? Congrats, Michelle. Really congrats. So I will put a little sticky on this. This is how I know where I do all my pages from. So when I put them in the finished pages pile, I know where they are, which pages I've done for the month. So I have another book that we are already. I'm sorry, Maria, but I will have another. Yes, I do. I have it in my email, so don't worry. Since it's Hannah month, we will be doing Hannah Calls On next. Does everybody know what picture this is from? This is from Daydreams. I usually always have giveaways, at least one giveaway, at least twice a month I do a giveaway. So there'll probably be more books. So this is Hannah Carlson's Daydream. Okay, that's a fine. So I'll do it. So this is Cadmium Green Light. Because it's VEMBER. This color along is fun. I just wanted to do something that would be a little bit different than everybody else. Because I know Shalene is doing Clara Makova with somebody else. There's a lot of color alongs going on this month. Interesting. These like this paper. I'm probably not going to get these pencils, even though they're nice. The Soho pencils are about $50, guys. Plus, it gives me a chance to work in some of the Hannah Lynn and the Hannah Carlson book because I don't usually work in these books, and I need to work in these books more. Congratulations, yes, Michelle. I like the little hearts and the little icons. I like coloring leaves to a point. You can tell this pencil's getting a little chewed up. I may have to move to another. Oh, thank you. I like scenic shirts. I like things that are. This is Naples yellow. Pink Holbein, rose pink. So we'll be doing this next week too, guys. So don't feel bad. I always have pictures picked in advance. I may or may not do another giveaway next week. So they all use pigment color names except for a few. This one is coral pink. This one is a Holbein pastel pencil. This one was a Soho pencil. That's the cadmium green light. And this one is a Pablo Naples yellow. So it depends on which brand you're using, because some use numbers, some use. No, it's not a Derwent. These are the brands that I have. Well, these are Sohos. And the problem with these is that they're not, they get eaten up on certain paper. On certain paper, they don't get eaten up. So, depends. And this one is mauve, and this is also whole line. This is my favorite sharpener. This is the Swordfish. It sharpens everything. Little pencils, big pencils. I even have Crayola pencils. Yes, do not judge me. Everybody has a set of Crayola pencils. I hope the pencil thief does not come and steal them, and then we have to work in the picture with Crayolas, like we did last year. Depends on I don't really do shading because it's not something I do unless I'm doing grayscale, because grayscale has shading in it. So keep that in mind. Like with grayscale, I don't have to do that. So I have a grayscale picture here with the shading already done. So I don't know if you can see that. See, when you use grayscale, it's different also when you're not using it. And I am using this grayscale just to show you guys the difference in it as opposed to when you're not using grayscale. So, you know, I'm just doing that. So, you know, I just want to show you guys the difference when you do. See, I didn't have to do anything with her hair. Hi, Arnie. Hello, Rosemary. But, you know, when you're doing grayscale, it's kind of different. And I'm just showing you an example of how how this works. This is green. See, that's how you do a grayscale. The grayscale is automatically done for the shading. So, you know, you don't have to do much with this thing here. So if I did this with yellow green, this little thing here with yellow green. See, when you do the picture, the light and dark are already done for you in a grayscale. So it's so if you're going to do that, let's say I want to put violin in the image. I'm just using this grayscale to show people. This is a cute fairies grayscale, so I just want to show people that there is a difference when you use. That's okay, you're here now. So, I just want to show people that that's how you can use the thing here. But you see, the light source is already determined for you in a grayscale. The new Color in Heaven Christmas special was the giveaway. I got 2 copies, and so I decided to give one away to you lovely subscribers. So just so you guys can get an understanding that I'm using this more as a test image. So when people ask me about grayscale, but you already see the difference with the grayscale, Michelle, that the light and the shading is done for you, so you don't have to do the work as much. Does that make sense, Michelle? When you see a light source and the dark source, some people are like saying, well, isn't there a light source when you do shading? Is there, for me, I never learned that. I'm more of a straight color, but I do, on occasion, will mix my colors together. So I just want to give you guys that so you guys understand where that comes from. So we will continue this next week, the Hannah Cosmic Pick and Daydream. So I just wanted to show you that when you do a grayscale, the shading is done for you. So we will work out of daydreams next week. So I want to thank you guys for coming, and everyone have a lovely weekend. Bye, everybody.